Oh, this is tough. This is tough. Look at Gaimin Gladiators. How are you going to be killing these people? You have Lifestealer, Pango, as well as Lone Druid. And then you have a position 4 Earthshaker. That's a pretty tanky guy who stays behind anyway. And if someone's in trouble, you have Seleri with Vengeful Spirit. You get that extra damage mitigation for a few seconds. It's very hard to kill them. Who they go with in the end? They go for the Death Prophet. It's feeling like these fights are going to go fairly long. You have good Spirit Siphoning. I mean, we talk about them being durable. That doesn't make them good for Spirit Siphoning. But I don't know. TSM's draft, its damage is not... Oh, there you go. Its damage is not amazing, and I feel like Gaimin Gladiators, they're both fairly they're more durable and they do better damage in general, and their control is also fairly solid. Like you look at one side, it's Rubik, Warlock, and Ember Spirit for your control. It's fine, but it's not incredible.
It is a really tough spot for TSM right now. I mean, maybe the DP, as you mentioned, because these fights will be relatively long. Like Kasane will be able to survive long enough to get some good use out of the Exo, deal damage that way, but it is looking very, very tough for them going off by the draft. But I mean, we said in game number 1 that TSM had the better draft. We cursed them. They lost very, very easily. I'm a little bit skeptical about saying Gaimin Gladiators in case I cursed them as well. But
I think Gaimin Gladiators, then I'm fine. If TSM wins, we're going to be here longer. Gaimin Gladiators win, we get to be right. It feels like a win-win for us, you know? Yeah. It's like, yeah, Gaimin Gladiators. Their draft looks easier to execute. They have more control, a little bit more, a bit of save as well. Just so durable. And that's the thing, it's just so durable. Lone Druid got 2 armor. I've never seen a hero buffed with 2 armor. I've seen 1 armor. He's got 2 armor added to him, which is pretty insane. So he actually has the biggest win rate increase of the patch because of that. They also fixed a bunch of buffs. So he's hard to bring down. Can Kasane get those Spirit Siphons, Exos, last long enough in fights? Maybe, but GG takes this probably like 80% of the time with this draft.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Unless, of course, the lanes just go perfectly for TSM. Like they win all 3 and they're able to actually apply a lot of pressure early on to Gaimin Gladiators. Maybe then we could see them making this one look pretty even, but yeah, I think we're both going to be leaning towards Gaimin. But again, we're going to curse him, so Gaimin will lose, and then it's going to be the 3rd one, you know? That's how it works.
That's how it works. All right, so we're both in on GG here. That'll be fun for them. And I'm worried about, we'll see what the Warlock can do, you know? The Warlock can get the Fatal Bonds on like the Lone Druid and the Bear, you know, plus another heroes. That's actually a lot of damage that you'll be able to reflect with it. So that could be nice for them. And we won't be seeing like those early BKBs on these 2 guys anyway. So there are things you can do. It just all depends on the laning phase. TSM has to come out swinging. Yes. You know, it cannot be like you lose 2 deaths right before the bounty ruins. We're just going to be walking into the game right now. Or not.
Oh, immediately greeted by pause. Lights. I mean, yeah, I can say Quinn is... Okay, there you go. They turned it down. We can see his face again. Before it was just a big white screen there. Oh dear, that would look very, very bright. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be a 5v5 clash by this bottom bounty rune this time round. Will be a bit more of a safer start to the game. Or actually, maybe not. As Gaimin Gladiators sneak up the smokes break. They see Whitemon, but he's actually just a little bit too far away. They're going to pursue this though. But Seleri's not going to get close enough for the magic missile. And actually, TSM are all here as well. So I think they'd be happy if a fight came their way.
You can really feel like GG plays a lot with each other because you can see the Bear going forward and Seleri's like right behind it. So the Bear for vision and Seleri to get the stun off if they want to go for the kill, but they decide to back off. I mean, obviously, they're a team, they know each other very well, but that's like very, very impressive coordination between them. Who goes in first, who's right there providing vision.
Yeah. It is a perfect showcase about why these guys have just been winning absolutely everything they put their mind to. And we've got 3 heroes against the Bear. Who's going to get the bounty? The Bear wins!
The Bear!
The Bear won! Too good. Oh, wait, there was a Fisher that came
All 4! Oh my lord.
Wow. That is a huge start. Gaimin says 4 bounty runes means 2% chance win probability. That's what that means.
4% difference.
Oh, stop doing that, man. Stop calling me out.
I mean, it's how it works. It's how it works.
It's true.
All right.
You're very true.
All right, they got a nice D-ward off, so that's not so bad. So mid lane, it's going to be a farm fest here between Bryle as well as Quinn. And I mean, that's what you would really like, because in the previous game, Bryle was solo picked off, you know, before Quinn could even use his ultimate. So that would be nice if, you know, Bryle comes out of the laning phase, or even ahead of Quinn.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big if, because, I mean, like we were saying before, only winning 3 out of 11 games on Ember Spirit so far this tournament, so already the odds are not with him. And, you know, we'll see if potentially Bryle's going to be able to increase that win percentage a little bit, but it's not easy. Not easy at all.
I mean, to be fair, if he loses, he won't reduce it by a lot. You know? Yeah. If he loses, that's not a big deal. And they were able to get the courier in the bottom lane. So a couple of small victories here for TSM. Getting the courier, getting the ward. Solid CS on 2 of their cores as well. Kasane is suffering a little bit, but then again, so is Ace. He's not having a very good time in the bottom lane either.
No, yeah, but it is still early days. We'll see if that starts to recover. Obviously, once there's a few more levels put onto this bear, you could definitely just run that into the face of Timado and maybe try and pressure him out a bit. I mean, how do you think a Lone Druid plus Earthshaker pairing is? Is it okay, or could there have been better picks for it?
I don't think it's a lane that's going to get much kills, but I also think it's a lane that's very hard to zone out, right? Because you have like 3 people, Fissure to block that aggression. So it's, you know, also seems like they should just be able to farm. I would actually favor the Gaimin Gladiators do a little bit. Once the Lone Druid has a few levels in, then Tangly Roots comes out.
Yep, it'll be well. A lot of damage being applied to the bear. Even tOfu getting poked and prodded a couple of times there for Timado. Chucking the blood grade on top. Looks like he might try and commit for this. Not sure who he wants to go on to. Maybe try and now find the bear, but the resummon is there from Ace. Make sure he denies that. One fish. Oh, it does get a good block right now. But Timado is still going to be able to find the angle to retreat. But as a result, he maybe might miss out on a couple of CS having to make this long walk around. Yeah, maybe
not too bad. He wastes a little bit of his mana, but again, top 4 in terms of CS. 3 of them belong to TSM, so Ace, he is really struggling. It feels like the Fatal Bonds when you catch the bear. We talked about it. Such a high health hero that all the harass gets gone on to your, you know, the main hero, to the to tOfu as well if he's around. So it's Ace is having some trouble.
He is, yeah. And it is reflecting in the CS chart. We can see that it's pretty much the 3 cores of TSM up there. It is obviously Quinn, though. It is just keeping himself contested, making sure that all the cores are falling behind. But bit by bit, TSM having a decent lane, despite also losing all 4 bounties, which can make a big difference.
Alright, you lose all 4 of your bounties, and you're still able to take the net worth advantage. Maybe not right now, but it's very close. It's very close. It is a different. Oh, Bryle mid lane. He's pretty low. He is pretty low.
Taking a beating, but even still, he's going to be all right there with the old flame shield, flame guard, keeping himself durable. As the 4-minute water rune is going to be coming up soon as well to get the refill. But it looks like Quinn is actually already going to go get a refill on the bounty rune as well, and then the water rune on top of that. So he's going to be very, very healthy.
And Bryle, is he going to go for the bottom rune here? Probably, this team's probably telling him, hey, listen, we can see everyone. You know, it might be a free rune just for, yeah, Bryle's going to go for the bottom water rune, and tOfu, oh, he gets the bounty.
Okay, yeah.
What's that? 6 for Gaimin Gladiators so far? That's a lot of free gold.
That is, yeah. It all adds up at the end of the day. And actually, it looks like they're still going to go for this fight. Nice Fissure block. But it doesn't look like Quinn can really fully commit for this kill. Bryle actually does have the level advantage, just slightly. So that's more than enough to make sure that the Pangolier doesn't dive too deeply in towards that tier 1.
Phase boots and Wraith bands available have been picked up by Timado, which means he gets a good amount of stats. And Ace, you know, even though tOfu rotated, he was able to just start recovering. So we're very, very, very even in terms of the CS. Yeah, we can see Timado and Bryle are ahead, but not a big deal.
Yeah. I think in game number 1, by this time, we had like 9 or 10 kills. It was just lots of action going on. This one is definitely both teams playing a bit more cautiously. Obviously, maybe not quite as much aggressive potential until the levels start piling up. But I'm sure we'll start to see some kills flying out momentarily. I mean, probably going to be 6 onto Quinn, and then we might see him make a rotation towards the bottom lane, maybe. Get a kill onto the Bloodseeker and start gaining a lead that way.
I mean, if he does that, Bryle should be able to rotate as well, because I think they're going to be hitting 6 roughly the same time here. But Bryle, he has been suffering a lot from those swashbuckle hits coming out from him. Both of them have an Orb of Corrosion, so they're just aiming to also enhance their allies a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you can see there that he's actually having to make the Walk of Shame back to his fountain to heal up. Obviously, we would love to just have his level 6 there, then he could have TP'd, obviously. Wouldn't have missed out on a single thing, but as a result, might miss out on an entire creep wave.
That's actually pretty impressive by Quinn. Zoning him out when he's very close to level 6, so now you can't teleport to another lane to harass. If you're level 6, you can go back, heal, shop randomly, and be able to get a kill, but it's like, nah, that's not an option for him anymore. Oh dear, they want to kill him now.
Yeah, Seleri's here. Magic Missile to start things off. Ari coming from behind. Nice Fissure block as well. There is going to be a telekinesis actually, throwing Quinn on the other side of the Fissure, so he can't go for the Rolling Thunder kill. Instead, it is Seleri. Or Seleri, I should say, that ends up getting that one. Magic Missile as well, locking down on towards the Rubik. And I feel like it's only a matter of time before this guy also ends up falling. So 2 kills there from GG to start the game.
You needed Whitemon to show up there as well, but Whitemon he's focusing on getting those fatal bonds on Ace, and which has helped, but he's actually like not that far behind time. Oh dear.
Oh, they're going for him right now. Nice Fissure though, with the root comes through, and it's actually Timado who gets punished. Huge rotation there from Seleri to get that kill. 100% catching TSM by surprise, and as a result, we now see a solid 2k gold advantage for Gaimin Gladiators.
Seleri walks to the mid and helps and gets the first blood, and teleports bottom and secures another kill for his team. This guy, and it's not Vengeful Spirit, it's not the most flashy hero. Lone Druid with a Diffusal Blade.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you paired it up with a Pango with Diffusal Blade, and we have the same problem as the previous game where no one has mana.
Yeah. I mean, if they can't cast spells, how the hell could they possibly win a game? Or win the map at all? But up top, this is the lane where there's been a least amount of action. Kasane as well, dyrachyo just been kind of trading farm. Has just been ever so slightly by the looks of favouring Kasane for now, just a bit further ahead. Even doing decent amount of damage on towards this lifestealer, pushing one for tier 1. He's actually going to die for
doesn't have rage.
Already TP rotations. It doesn't look like it. Kasane, what a fantastic solo kill. Maybe going to get punished though. Quinn is here with the soul assumption. Going to push him back. Now the Rolling Thunder coming on through. First stumble lands, plus the second. Can they keep shading this one up? Maybe they're going to need some more people to rotate in, or are they? It's actually Quinn with the quick swashbuckle. They do find the kill.
Still worth it if you're TSM though. A solo kill on enemy carry like that, well worth it. So Kasane can walk away happy from that. And you can see dyrachyo, he's actually suffering. He's going to go for Hand of Midas this game, just because he's been, he's feeling the aggression coming out from them. So in this game, we're going to see Ace as well as Quinn being more active, while dyrachyo takes a bit of a backseat.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, holds up now.
I think that favors TSM quite a bit. They get a chance to actually play their game. You know, in the previous game, you're like the enemy team is always right in your face. You can't really do too much, and you're not playing Dota basically. This time they get to play. We get to see what their draft can do a little bit. By Gaimin Gladiators, they're saying, oh, you go late against a lone druid, you go late against a Hand of Midas lifestealer, it's gonna be tough for you.
It is. At least they can say this time Kasane is 100% having a better game, not being pressured all too much. A little poke damage as well onto Bryle, but obviously with those flame remnants down, he's going to be able to retreat. And first Exo being used here for Kasane, should be able to secure this tower. Does not look like Gaimin Gladiators are going to commit any heroes to defend this.
Are those floating hands? That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one before.
Tower is under attack.
No, it is an interesting one.
Radiant's courier
It looks odd. Don't like it really. I don't like it at all.
You don't like it?
No.
I mean, I miss when she had her sisters, like, and then we had like butterflies and all this random stuff. It's like, come on. Alright, Kasane, lose the ultimate.
Yeah, they're going to go for this one right now, trying to control him up. Stun's coming through from tOfu, but even still, man, Kasane is just gaining HP instead of losing it. tOfu will actually be the one to die. Ace is stuck on the wrong side of the upheaval. He can't get anywhere nearby. dyrachyo has to TP away, and it's a huge fight there from TSM. They counter the gank. They get 2 kills as well.
Really well played there by TSM. And the game guys, they timed that well. The exorcism was down, wasn't a whole lot coming in, but we've said Kasane, if you can get those Spirit Siphons against those very tanky heroes, you get a lot of benefit out of it. Yeah, Spirit Siphon is no longer a percentage, but I mean, early on, it gives you what, 120 health or something? 100 or 120, it's a lot.
It really is a lot. It's an absolute punishing fight to come out there from TSM. Fantastic. And it does just kind of level the net worth advantage as well, basically down to 50-50. I don't know if that would reflect too much on the win probabilities. Quinn, he wants to try and guarantee this route. He will actually be able to follow it up. Steals that one away at the very least, and will just roll himself to safety.
Alright. A roll for a ruin. I guess it's fine. I mean, if you can remove the blood right from like the Bloodseeker, the silence, that's nice, but
I mean, it depends. If that was a DD rune or something like that, then you'd say it was 100% worth it. The illusion rune is just, yeah, it's not bad. It's still a bottom refill at the end of the day.
Reminds me of when Nisha, he saw someone, I forgot what it was, who used the Laguna blade on like the Invoker creep just so he can get the bottle refill. Do you remember that? He's like, oh, okay, we're doing that. All right. But overall, it is good. TSM, they're slightly behind, but they're having a much better time this game. The only person who I feel like is suffering is Bryle. But if he can get active, doesn't get locked down, should be able to have a good impact this game. Warlock Golem is available, but no Rubik's Spell Steal just yet.
Not yet. You can still also see it is the Lifestealer who's suffering the most right now. Bottom of all the cores, a full 1100 gold behind that of Timado. So dyrachyo is definitely just in full recovery road right now. He actually went for the Hand of Midas first, so already swapping up his build compared to game number 1. Before he could just go full aggression, armlet into the Radiance, but yeah, this one he knows he's behind.
Bryle?
He has to just spend the time to bring himself back into this one, and Bryle, not going to get caught.
Tough one for him. Meanwhile, kasane is going straight up BKB. And you look at Gaimin Gladiators, apart from the swap, there's not much you have to be worried about here. I think Entangling Root still works through the BKB, although I'm not quite sure. But either way, that's the BKB feels like it's going to be pretty great for them.
kasane using his Exo mid, but nice fish in there from tOfu does hold him back instead. Seleri with a very short range swap will just get ran down. And probably going to see this tier 1 tower get beaten into a fair chunk. We'll see if Gaimin Gladiators want to defend. Quinn is still here, tOfu as well. So they want to try and go for this. The fish are not actually putting kasane on the other side, so the spirits are still going to keep chipping away.
Not enough time, I think, with the Exo to take the tower. It feels like it's about to fall. And here we go, big fight.
We'll jump in from Bryle, but there is going to be the turnaround. Roller Thunder coming on through. No mana left here for kasane to play with. Also, nice use of the fish, so they do get the kill onto the Shake-Up. They trade onto the Rubik. Seleri also coming through, but he just TPs into his death as it ends up being 3 kills left for TSM, double for Timado, and the tier 1 tower is just going to be the cherry on top.
That was uncharacteristic mistake from Gaimin Gladiators. We didn't have enough damage on kasane, like duration left on the Exo for him to take the tower. He had like 10-15 seconds. Gaimin Gladiators jumping on that though, you could be killed in those 10-15 seconds, which is what happened to tOfu. He just lost so much of his life. We saw the rupture come out on Quinn, and just top 2 on TSM. Bryle suffering, but barely compared to like dyrachyo.
Yeah. He's just looking like a fantastic game number 2 right now. Timado is actually doing a lot of damage there on towards dyrachyo. It does force him to just go inside the wild ring or run away. Meanwhile, Quinn in the mid. Okay, not going to get caught out. Looks like Bryle not interested in diving into an area where they have no vision.
What did the lone druid build? Did he finish the diffusal blade? We saw him going towards it.
I can see all the stats at the moment there. 1 + 5 iron branches. But if we can click on the bear, see what he's got.
There we go. Thank you very much.
Diffusal with 3 more branches.
And he's going to go for the Echo Saber as well, just so you get that. Yeah, they're really focusing on mana burn for Gaimin Gladiators, and it has worked. Like we're seeing kasane a lot of the times just doesn't have a whole lot of mana. If you're TSM, you might be thinking, hey guys, can we get arcane boots, on Whitemon as well as Ari? I think Ari already has it, but Whitemon might need to get it as well, just so that, you take a swashbuckle, everyone activates the arcane boots, you're fine.
Yeah, just make sure you don't get burnt away. It's going to be the key to making sure they can stick themselves into these fights. As you see Timado here just farming up the stacks, which are made to him by the old Rubik. Meanwhile, on the side of Gaimin, everyone's been chipping in at stacking camps themselves. It does help to sort of build up their farm.
10 camps stacked for Gaimin Gladiators. A lot of it was for dyrachyo, who is still in recovery mode. Once they have the exorcism on the Death Prophet, you start thinking, is Roshan the option, or do they want to go push heavy for a little while?
Yeah. And we could also see like 2 kind of different play styles as well compared to game number 1. Like when Gaimin Gladiators had the lead in that first map, they were just constantly like applying their pressure and using their advantage as much as they could.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, TSM, where it's a bit more even, they're not too interested in trying to force any fights. As actually Gaimin is saying that Gaimin actually have the win probably in their favor. I mean, they do still have the net worth lead, I suppose.
Yep.
So can't be too surprised.
And the late game just is better for them. You know what I mean? It's Ember Spirit, Death Prophet, and Bloodseeker. All these feel like kind of secondary damage dealers later on, where you want someone else to be doing a lot of the damage. But they're okay. It's just I don't think they'll be able to bring down the Lone Druid and the Lifestealer. So while it's going well for TSM, this is all according to the Gaimin Gladiators script. They're like, yeah, this is not as bad as we thought. You know, they're like, this is okay. If the game pace continues, they'll be happy.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, as mentioning, Ace's bear will be a big old problem for them to deal with. You could feel the pain for the Warlock. You know they're just going to get ran down in so many occasions in this fight. It's not going to be too easy for him at all. Unless, of course, he's in the best spot with an upheaval and just holds the bear back, because it is relatively easy to kite it out.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we've seen it actually happen. Ace in general is going to be countered by the Warlock, right? Oh, here we go, Bryle.
Okay. There's tOfu saying, no, we don't want to take this fight. Push the Ember Spirit back. Obviously, did just pick up a DD, or at least have one activated. So, yeah, not wanting to put themselves into an awkward fight.
Even though tOfu had a fantastic performance in the previous game, this game he's the most farmed support, to be fair. He's not going for a Blink Dagger, he's going for the Shard. It just feels like he's I won't say having trouble, but not having the same amount of farm. He got a double kill in the laning stage in the previous game.
He did, yeah. He had the double, plus his core died, so he had like an entire wave to farm up himself. It was absolutely perfect for him. But yeah, definitely struggling this time round. I wonder how close he actually is to his Blink Dagger. I imagine if he's not spending too much money on like completing boots or anything, he's not too far off.
I think he might be, because last time I saw him, he had like 1,500, like, yeah, there you go. He had like 1,300
yes.
gold, then he bought the Shard, so he's got nothing. It's like, yeah, he's gonna be taking a while to get Seleri.
Yeah, trying to find this Venge. Jump also coming in. Searing Chains are going to be there for Bryle to lock him down. Just ends up being a bit of free food going over towards the Ember. See if they can maybe try and apply some pressure to the tier 1. I mean, they have Exorcism still available to use here for TSM. So I feel like they're going to try and take down this bottom tower. And then it will obviously free up going for Radiant side Roches, making it easier later on.
They gotta get something going, you know. Timado, he finishes the Molineer. Some people call it Majolineer. I know. I always thought the J was silent, but anyway,
It is.
the upgrade of the Maelstrom. There you go. No one can be offended now.
Yeah, it's Mjolnir. It's definitely Mjolnir, you know, without a doubt.
Once they have the BKB there, and they go for Roshan, TSM, they gotta put their foot on the gas a little bit. You know, take away some of those tier 1s, find the tier 2 a little bit. Bryle.
Yeah, they're trying to go on towards the Ember. Out comes the Rod of Thunder, but not in time. Bryle wills to be able to retreat. Takes a lot of damage though. Doesn't even have any bottle charges to heal back up. But even still, it looks like TSM coming over en masse to try and take this fight.
Totem.
That's not the best steal in the world. And yeah, that is actually every single person for TSM showing up there in the mids. And Gaimin just dodge it entirely. So that's more space for dyrachyo and Ace to resume their farm on the side lanes.
You gotta commend Whitemon on those nerves, though. He sees his mid losing health, and he's like, "I'm not dropping my golem." You know, he's like, "I'm confident he's gonna make it out," and he does. So that was really well played, saving it for a more critical fight. dyrachyo, he's in the area, but if anything happens, should be relatively okay.
Yeah. I think that's a completed Lincoln's now also coming out for Quinn. So not just going to get easily ruptured and basically screw over his entire Roll and Thunder. He's actually going to be able to get a decent duration out of that one. Meanwhile, TSM, they're just going Roche with this Exo pop. Does not look like this has been read by GG at all, so this will be free. At least they will settle for a free kill onto Ari.
Yeah, you'll trade that any day. You know, you're position 4 to get Roshan, especially on a lineup that has this mid-game power spike. You put on the Bloodseeker, which makes sense, because if Kasane uses Exo and dies, you come back without Exo, you'll feel pretty terrible. The next Exo has to achieve a lot. You'll have Aegis, BKBs. Again, it's very worrisome. What is the win percentage? I imagine we're hitting like 65 for GG at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, 60 on okay.
Okay, yeah. 60%, that's still definitely in the lead, despite this Aegis being into the hands of the Bloodseeker. I mean, what do you think the idea for TSM is to use this first Aegis? Is it just to secure more farm onto dyrachyo, or is it just chill?
dyrachyo is on the other team, so they definitely don't want to give.
Timado.
Yeah, they definitely do not want to give him more farm. But
No,
yeah, I feel like with this, you don't want to go high ground two yet, but you'd like to take all those tier 2s out, close them out, do what to Game guys what they did to you in game 1, where they just have you all huddled in the high ground. Should be alright.
Yeah, tOfu coming over to maybe steal the rune, and he does do that, taking the Wisdom shield rune. Sorry, Timado also coming in, but not fast enough to try and get the catch there on towards Quinn, so the Pango will be safe for now. Every single time we can always see TSM bringing more heroes to the fights, but as a result, that is affecting the net worth advantage, just continuously growing towards GG right now. dyrachyo has been AFK farming for the last 10 minutes, it feels, uncontested. And as a result, it is just the Bloodseeker who's up there in the net worth chart, just surrounded by dire heroes.
TSM's playing this. dyrachyo did 700 damage. He doesn't even reach to the 1,000. They're like, yeah, he's not doing it again. The smoke is nice. Can they catch Quinn? Unfortunately, he does have the Lincoln Sphere, so it's going to be relatively tough. And tOfu ruins it by breaking the smoke.
Yeah, he does get called out. Ends up being a very quick free kill there for Timado. So still, Bryle's hunting for more. As dyrachyo steals the Wisdom Rune, they are also able to pick up their own there for Quinn. So already, it looks like Gaimin are trying to secure as many of those Wisdoms as possible and get that level advantage 2 times in a row, but Seleri will be free.
Okay, that's a nice kill, and they get the tower as well. They haven't used Exo. They have almost 3 minutes for their Aegis. So yeah, you lose the Wisdom Rune. It's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, yeah. I hear a rock.
Okay, got the rupture on towards Quinn. Doesn't actually get himself out of the silence radius, but it doesn't matter. Fantastic Fisher there from tOfu, providing space for his core to TP out. Meanwhile, the backlines, Ace trying to go for a solo onto Ari, but now it's actually him who's in danger. 4 heroes from TSM on his case with an Exo, and no matter how tanky the bear man is, he still dies.
It's a good kill, but you'd like to turn to the tower again. For Gaimin Gladiators, this is not the worst thing in the world. They want the game to go long. They want to delay this game, but the net worth, the advantage is shrinking. Quinn jumps in.
Quite aggressive. I mean, does some decent damage to Timado. Maybe that's going to be enough to halt this aggression for TSM. They're the ones that have to fall back, despite still having this Aegis for another 2 minutes. Yeah, the Exo is over. Timado will successfully TP out. Can Gaimin Gladiators grab anybody else? Doesn't look like they will.
That's fine. I mean, this is great for them. They can now wait while when the next Exo comes up. The Aegis will be about 30 seconds left, which is a good time to take a fight. Quinn, he wants to kill though. He wants Ari.
Okay, he's rolling through Whitemon. Okay, he actually has to cancel the Rolling Thunder to get up to the high grounds, but as a result, Whitemon just easily TPs himself out of that one. No problem.
But dyrachyo, he's online. He is like, you guys forgot about me. He's been farming with the Hand of Mice. He's got the Radiance now. Radiance in this game is not as amazing as it was in the previous game. Ember Spirit. That probably they don't really care too much about it. It does affect the Bloodseeker, but it's just an okay item for him.
Yeah, but he clearly feels like it's just a strong build regardless. Like,
yeah.
He knew that this time round he had to go for the Hand of Midas first, considering how he did suffer in the lane, but just gonna repeat the exact same build and see if that is potentially just going to carry them to victory right now. Ace as well, got a Basher not too far away. So once that's on the old bear, it's going to be easy to run people down. Nice infest, just jumping inside the golem. Going to be able to run himself away, but Telekinesis dragging him back in. Timado does kill the creep. Even going to drop the rupture right now. dyrachyo still just running. Forced to turn and stand his fight with the rage. He's actually going to take down Timado. Look at that DPS come through. Obviously had the Aegis, but it doesn't make too much difference. dyrachyo will still end up falling down. kasane with his BKB, just running at Ace. It looks like Gaimin Gladiators will decide to fall back. But even still, man, dyrachyo showing that he can just stand his ground.
But they do have Exo in 10 seconds. This could be a mid-tier 2 for them. If you're TSM, you want to open up this match a lot. Vengeful Spirit, he's got, I was going to say he's got the Solar Crest, and we have BKBs on all the cores for TSM right now.
Aggressive swap as well, on towards kasane. There is going to be the chaotic offering. Holds the rest of GG back, and it doesn't mean they can pursue for more. Instead, it's actually Bear that's taking a lot of damage. They're trying to kill the golem at the same time. Rolling Thunder there from Quinn. Going to head up towards the north side, I think. Wants to control Timado. And everyone else on the side of Gaimin will back off. They did kill the bear though. Does Ace, can he just respawn it? Is it on cooldown?
Might be on cooldown actually. And Pangolier's role is unavailable as well. So Quinn's going to be a little less effective in these fights. And meanwhile, tOfu, he's jumping in. He's got the blink.
Okay, nice Fisher, but the force stuff there brings the Warlock up to a safe spot. He's going to be A-okay. The Ember Spirit does TP back to base, but he can get rejoined with the Ember Spirit. Trying to run down Whitemon as well. The Warlock will die. They found Ari as well. Already 2 heroes are gone. The involvement of Timado just ends up tearing down Seleri.
Quinn?
Quinn jumps off the slide, but he's super low. Just gets to get taken as well. Now out pops the infest dyrachyo. Maybe they can kill Bryle. Has no mana and no hope. He will fall. Kasane TPing. Can Ace get the bash or the root? He cannot.
I think you walk away decently happy for with TSM. You forced a buyback. You're able to kill a couple of cores. It's fairly even though. You know, a bit more experience for TSM, slightly more gold for GG. But GG, as we are entering that later phase of the game, the TSM's holding on very well, nicely. You know, we're seeing Timado do the damage. Dyrachyo, he's getting ruptured in these fights. He can't really move too much. So
Yeah.
I'm liking what TSM does, but this time there's going to be no Aegis advantage in the next fight. It could be up in about a minute and a half.
Yeah, I feel like then Gaimin Gladiators will definitely be in the position where they can contest it, and it's not going to be just a free take up there for TSM. I mean, even quite a few members of GG gathered up in the mid, but okay, they're not interested in pushing a tier 2.
I like, look at Ace's item builds. It's going to be 4 Wraith Bads that he goes for. It's like boots, 4 Wraith Bads, and the magic wand. I mean, it makes sense. You get so much health when you transform, and each one of these gives you, I think, something like 5.6 armor, because we are past 25 minutes. You get a lot. You get an easy 22 armor from 4 Wraith Bands.
Yeah, just mass stats, mass armor, and could definitely help keep him alive. Obviously, the right clicks that come out from Timado can be pretty impactful, so it's nice just to stay alive for as long as possible. Well, Kasane has been caught. Out pops the lifestealer, but straight up just BKB TP away. Nowhere to cancel that just yet. I mean, does Ace have the... He has the basher completed on the bear now, doesn't he? He just wasn't close enough. I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, he does have the basher.
Yeah, there you go. Probably get a basher as well on the Pangolier, just so you have a couple of ways to control, because there's 3 BKBs on TSM. You want to have that. And Lifestealer is going to go for the Nullifier.
Well, meanwhile, look, big smoke out coming up from TSM inside their own jungle. They run into Quinn. They can't just focus down on towards this Pango just yet.
Oh,
Gonna
can't
dodge
get
the
it.
Fisher. He is still kind of blocked off. Oh, the Echo! It comes
It's
out,
gone.
but it's too late. Bryle's able to dodge it. It's already looking quite nice start for fighting for TSM. Exorcism also popped there for Kasane. Can he actually get on top of people? Bryle charging through. Nice shackles on towards the 2 of them. Still Chase locking them down. Timado gonna try and run forwards right now, but nobody's really low HP, so he's not that fast. And as a result, Gaimin will back off. So it's a trade of Exo for
They smoke.
Echo. Yeah, they're actually going to smoke back on in. See if they can catch TSM unawares. I mean, they did just see Timado hitting the mid creep wave, so they're going to come up from behind. Who did they find?
Alright, doesn't have a stolen spell. He'll need to get something useful. Problem is that the Exo is about to end. That's going to be a little unfortunate for them. They can't really take a fight without it.
Yeah, that's a free kill onto Ari. Kasane now in danger.
No BKB.
Up in 5 seconds. Then he might be able to try and go for a BKB, but it's not looking likely. This many people on top of him. He is just free food there for dyrachyo. Killing spree online for himself. And it is just once again GG bouncing back.
Even though both of them wasted a spell in that fight, the Echo and the Exo, you're actually happier if you're Gaimin Gladiators. Just because when you use Exo, you kind of have to like go all the way to the enemy side of the map to get any benefit out, which is what they want to do. They're like, alright, let's just push, try to get a tier 2 or something. And by the time he gets there, it would have timed out anyway. So that was a tough situation for TSM to be in. Gaimin Gladiators. Oh man. Only 2,000 gold advantage though. Timado is #1. He's been there for a while. He's going.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for the Agam Scepter. That gives you that. Oh.
Does he get caught though? Fisher jumping forwards into everything else. Keltkoff though is going to be a Tronic face. He pops the BKB. He has to still run away. dyrachyo chasing after him right now, but the pushback is in. It will make space for the Bloodseeker to retreat. Swap as well there from Seleri. Making sure that dyrachyo isn't going to get caught out. He might just be traded away here as there's nowhere for him to run. Though tOfu's waiting off to the sidelines. Maybe they can jump onto Bryle. He has no mana. It looks like the call from Gaimin is just to back off. Obviously, they were actually missing Quinn, who's on the complete opposite side of the map.
Mana issues continue. Bryle at the end of the fight has no mind. Look at that. The 4 Wraith Band build into the Skadi. Like, is there any other hero who can do this? Yeah, any other hero you're like, I want to go for Wraith Band. It's like, yeah, that's great. And this is going to be Roshan here for Gaimin Gladiators, unless TSM decides to contest, which they probably should. You know?
Yeah, I mean, still 40 seconds without the Venge. They can take this on, but actually Gaimin are the ones that are taking it to them right now. Stun on towards Timado. We get telekinesis back, but it doesn't matter. Quinn was already there. They found the kill on towards the Bloodseeker as well. Bryle trying to stand his ground, but he has to just jump away. Kasane with the Exo doing whatever. The Echo is in from tOfu. Connects onto 2. Whitemon will drop. Ari's able to retreat. dyrachyo getting very low. The right
Armlet
through the hills, and the Armlet top is keeping it going right now. Kasane's trying to run, but the body block was there from tOfu. He will get away. dyrachyo just ticks out there on the final little notch of HP. So at the end of the day, it's actually kind of an even trade considering the fact that dyrachyo just died.
You still give away 2 people though, so you're still walking away very happy with Gaimin Gladiators. Roshan's on your side, but there's no dyrachyo for about a minute. Problem is TSM, by the time Timado responds and they get there, oh actually Roshan's gonna be is on their side now. So maybe TSM will be thinking about sort of setting around that area here. Timado, fortunately no BKB, and he wasn't able to activate his. Oh sorry, it's passively activated the Aghanim Scepter. But yeah, he just gets killed before anything comes out.
Yeah, it was like tosses it backwards as well. He doesn't actually just run straight into the Rolling Thunder there, but yeah, it was just very difficult for him to actually get out of that position. Once again, tOfu with a great echo. It was so close to Ari died as well, but he was barely able to get that 4-star off.
By the way, I love that Ari has kept the magic missile. Like a couple of times it throws out, the double stun comes out. It's a big deal for them. You know, it was caught dyrachyo early on. I'm sure it caught 2 people just now. And now if you are TSM, you have to sub Roshan. This is kind of make or break for them. If they lose a fight here, I think it nearly becomes impossible for them to win. If they win a fight here, they have a chance.
Yeah. We'll see who does win as both teams bringing everybody over to the party. Realizing that Roshan is up, and it is just too damn important to give away for free. So it would come down to the initiation, it feels. Who can get chain stun first and get immediately killed off? As TSM, they're going for a smoke, they're going to wrap around. They might actually run into dyrachyo though.
They need to move fast. Problem is they have no exo. No exo for about 25 seconds. They do have gold. Everything else is available, but no exo. And can they get this here?
Oh, it's so quick. That's it. Aegis into hands of dyrachyo. Cheese as well passed over towards Quinn, and now they're ready to take this fight. Nullifier lands on towards kasane. Golem dropped, only gets the stun onto the lifestealers. Bryle actually gets picked off in way too deep. Timado as well with the BKB activated. He's trying to get on top of this lone druid if he possibly can. The swap is going to be there for Seleri, but even still Timado still sits on this target. Maybe he can eventually bring him down. Does get his ult cooldown, but it's too little too late. He still just tries to win. Popping the cheese. Timado will fall. Echo getting dropped from tOfu. kasane has to run away, but again, he's out of mana. Doesn't even have any Spirit Siphon charges if he did have mana to use. And eventually he will die. So 4 heroes gone for TSM. All Gaimin lose is the lone druid. They still get the Aegis intact. Massive victory.
And it's not even used. It's like not even used. That's the problem for them. They did, like Gaimin Gladiators timed it perfectly. They knew EXO was down. They knew it was not going to come up for a little bit. TSM, they want to take the fight. You want to go in, but you don't have EXO for 25 seconds when the fight began. So how are you going to time it? Maybe if you could drop the golem, but it's a big risk fighting out without. I feel like kasane has had a major impact in this game, like MVP on TSM. And without his ultimate, he can't go in.
Yeah, he has just been that reliable front body just to try and push the members of Gaimin Gladiators back, but yeah, he's just kind of started to fall off. 2,000 gold behind his counterpart, that of Ace, and even Bryle there has fallen behind a fair old chunk. It is dyrachyo as well as Quinn comfortably at the top, but quickly followed by Timado. So Bloodsneaker is definitely staying relevant as much as he possibly can anyway.
But we are entering the inherent problem of the draft, is that later on your damage is not bursty. It's not enough to bring people down quickly. And Gaimin Gladiators would love extended fights. You know, you have elusive heroes, tanky heroes on your side, heroes with lifesteal. You have saves as well from 2 of your members. It's almost like GG has to make a mistake for TSM to win this. Not really. There's not much TSM can do if they play normally. It's like GG has to mess up.
Yeah, I feel like it is kind of leaning towards that point, and it's never great to rely on your opponents to basically fail for you to get the win. And when the team you want to fail is Gaimin Gladiators, that just feels even more unlikely. It is looking pretty damn dire right now, as dyrachyo has also got an AC now completed, just going to help themselves in those future team fights even more. And still with Aegis for 2.5 minutes. We'll see if maybe Gaimin trying to shove a high ground, or do you feel like they need a pick-off first?
I'm not sure, actually. Gaimin Gladiators seems content to farm up. This is the game-winning strategy. Oh, Defiant Shell, of course, 7 armor on the bear. Why not? This is the game-winning strategy in Dota 2. You know, when you are ahead, you don't need to go high ground until you just keep going further and further ahead. Like, there's no rush for you. You know, let the casters entertain the viewers. You only have to do is farm.
Yeah, definitely. Just playing that PvE game. Hit as many creeps as possible to get big and fat. Why not? Shiva's just completed for kasane as well. Makes her a bit tankier, as maybe he's actually in a bit of danger. He's ran into dyrachyo, chops some nullifier on top of him. Spirit Siphon trying to keep himself nice and healthy. dyrachyo's just charging forwards right now. We can see on the minimap, the rest of the team is not really that close. Bryle's going to try and shackle him up, hold him at bay. Actually doing decent damage onto the lifesteal right now. Exo's finally been committed, but the bear from Ace also get involved. Chaotic offering getting dropped, but Bryle off to the side gets completely caught out from the rest of Gaimin Gladiators. The roll from Quinn as well. Not going to get the full connection onto Whitemon. Out comes the rupture on towards the Pango. Good Fisher. It makes the space. Maybe he can actually swipe this one. The ghost from afar are still getting the hit. He goes to the roll up the magic damage block, but it doesn't matter. He still ends up dropping down with kasane. The retaliation coming through from Gaimin Gladiators. They want to focus down this DP, and eventually they will find it. Another fantastic Fisher block there. Whitemon can't go anywhere at all. Does get the 4-star. And dyrachyo maybe forgetting he can't walk through that gate, and he has to walk himself backwards, but even still, 2 cores down for TSM. Could definitely see a high ground coming out.
And man, you see Kasane, how long he can withstand them, right? He just stays up front for a while for his team, absorbs so much damage, but it's not enough. And they were able to barely kill Quinn just because he was ruptured and he had ghosts on him. There was nothing he could do. But Gaimin Gladiators, they still have about 30 seconds left on the Aegis, and of course, we haven't mentioned it, but Lone Druid takes buildings in, you know, half a second flat.
Yeah, especially when they got the help of the Lifestealer, is more than capable of hitting those buildings as well. Maybe find a free jump on towards Whitemon. dyrachyo's just going to go for this. Where's the save? The telekinesis throw back, but it doesn't matter. The damage is too much. The Radiance ticking him out from afar. Bryle going in deep right now, trying to focus on as many people as he can. He's getting control of the bear. The fear, he's just gone down for another 70 seconds. Timado trying to stand the situation, standing his ground without the Aegis, maybe come out on top, but it doesn't matter, the bashes are there, so much damage, an aggressive swap, dragging him back into the rest of Gaimin. Nice AoE stun to hold them back, but Timado, it's not going to make any difference, he still dies. He has a buyback, may very well be forced to use it, because I feel like Gaimin, they could just carry on going for barracks right now.
Yeah, it looks like they might want to give dyrachyo a chance to heal up first before they do that, but yeah, they're looking unstoppable. You know, they're looking like there's nothing you can do about it for TSM, and they can't, just because of the way the draft is working. And I'm loving the way tOfu is able to separate people with the fissure. Like, he has been having an amazing game just because he stays behind, throws out the fissure. Sometimes it messes up with Quinn's role, but it doesn't matter. Like, the fissure's more important.
Yeah, 100%. He's been doing a fantastic job. Another aggressive swap on towards the DP. Does just have to run away though. Maybe he can get this counter one on towards Seleri right now, but the Rolling Thunder is going to be there from Quinn. They get control towards Whitemon, the poor Warlock. No chance to survive that. Is dead without the buyback. You want these buildings are just disintegrating in seconds. Second set is gone. Looking for this bottom one. They may actually have to buy back on towards Timado, or they're going to be up against Megas. Exo popping kasane, charging on in, they're trying to focus on the Lone Druid. Buyback finally comes on out, but the Echo gets the control. kasane is just gone. BKB does not last long enough whatsoever. Bryle as well trying to make some work happen. Timado running people away, but can they actually get any focus to get the kills? That is a different question. As Bryle in danger still, dyrachyo on top of them. He's too slow, he will die. Timado trying to get the counter one on towards Quinn. Right click's coming through. He will actually manage to take down the 2 of them. But it is now a 2 versus 2. Buyback available for kasane. Will use it, but dyrachyo, he's not afraid. He can easily get Megas all on his own.
Right, it's like, what are you guys gonna do for me? He's just gonna teleport out, and it's just gonna be fine. Nice use of the Fisher there, just to make sure that none of the Haven even had Basher. Mega creeps are up here. TSM, it's like they need to win a 1 fight and then go for the all-in play. You know, you have to go straight up for the throne, wait for nothing. Roshan is gonna be down for about 50 seconds. Gaimin Gladiators might wait for that, just because there's still a risk that you can lose this game.
Yeah, I think I agree. Just wait for the third Roche, get that ease advantage, Aegis cheese plus either the refresher shard or a free X, who knows. And yeah, just run over TSM. I mean, it's already been, they've been struggling like hell in these fights. So if you have those clear advantages, there's just no way they can defend.
Timado, the problem for them was Whitemon dying earlier on. You know, he would just use his buyback. He went a little bit forward to throw out the upheaval, and then you could really have used him because he has the golem available right now. It could have been a game changer in this fight. Same thing with the fatal bombs. Once we see those BKBs go down a bit low, I like how dyrachyo is just able to chase whoever he wants. There's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, man, he's just having the freest time in this game. I mean, this is also a hero which no other teams have been interested at picking. It's not been on their radar at all, just entirely ignored. But this is 2 games in a row where they've picked up and they have absolutely crushed with it. So could we be actually seeing some like respect bans in the future games?
I think so. I mean, if you lose this, you're like, guys, we got. The thing is, what you're gonna have to let something else not be banned. It's like Sven, Gyrocopter, and Lifestealer. That's a lot of bans just for dyrachyo. He deserves it. He's earning those bans, but
Yeah.
you only have so many. You still have Ace's Brewmaster to be worried about. What about Quinn's Pangolier?
Yep, he's 2 times in a row. He's done fantastically well with that as well. So, yeah, like you mentioned, just too many damn things to address. And the third Roshan is up in 30 seconds, but by the posturing of Gaimin Gladiators right now, they do not care about waiting for Roche. They want to make the fight happen. Smoke breaks on Timado. Does have to blink dagger backwards there. Bronze Thunder for Quinn has already been used. They found the grab onto kasane. They pop out onto the life. So he's just immediately gone. The Kurtzgoffer is coming out way too late to make a difference. Even the Golem dies instantly. Now a 4 versus 5 without their real tanky hero, TSM. Their backs up against the wall. I'm not sure what they can actually do to defend right now. Poking on towards dyrachyo from afar. With Mega Creeps also into the base, this could be very difficult to defend. First tier 4 is gone. Ace now working on towards the second. Just these fishes from tOfu being a real problem. They can't get on top of anyone. Now they actually get the grab on towards Timado. He's standing ground with pcgaming. They toss it backwards. Bryle as well getting controlled both from Quinn as well as tOfu. The Ember Spirit is just dead. Does have Boy back, but it doesn't even matter. GG is called. And Gaimin take game number 2 as well.
They played the draft exactly as the way we needed. Sorry, the way they needed. They had late game security. They didn't lose the early game too much. Like